Calm down. Calm down. We're not that late.
Blame it on a black guy.
I'm not gonna.
Legit, it was really my fault.
It was Jones's fault. The head of the meat was too busy pounding. But we're here.
Yeah, we are.
It's Wednesday. Chilly. Very, very chilly. I'm not trying to be subliminal.
Have chili.
Yeah, it's actually, I'd rather have chili than frigid temperatures.
You walk outside, you get frostbite.
I hear that Vinny Vegas is actually in a mountain of snow right now too, and that's why he couldn't join us tonight. Because Florida's getting trumped. What's up, Dylan? Thanks for
Yo.
watching. Miguel, how are you? And you would be surprised. We have a good show for you tonight.
Just sip my Clearly Canadian.
I'm feeling fuzzy when you do that. Justin Booth, welcome. We have a good show tonight. Change of plans, boys. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes, things don't go accordingly. That's okay. We're going to have a special guest on tonight a little bit later, unless he moves his ass and gets home. We'll see what happens. But otherwise, we have a game for you guys a little bit later. Joey's not allowed to play it. He's already disqualified. He's kicked. He's booted.
Oh, disqualified when we were before the show.
And for good reason. But we're not going to give it away just yet. We want the fans and everyone watching tonight to linger. But it'll be good. It'll be relevant to an event that is coming up soon in the WWE. So that's your only hint. Boys, I think the banner tonight was Jones's wet dream. All TNA stars, wrestlers, or former. A couple former stars on it. So, Joey, I know this isn't going to be your favorite show. Don't fall asleep.
This is why this is why that damn company's in the damn shape it's in.
AEW or TNA?
TNA.
Oh,
They're in great shape right
because
now.
if we're talking about AEW, I will say this. This is why Michael Jones was late tonight. He was too busy watching Dynamite, and his favorite tag team in the world just won the AEW Tag Team Championship.
Jones is ordering that belt right now as we speak.
100% he is. He's going to add it to his order that's sitting in Dubai right now. He's going to have 5 belts. He's not even going to get just one. He's going to get both. So he can be the Hurt Syndicate.
I can be the tag team champions by myself.
100%. You know what, Justin? We're going to get to that in just a moment. Where do we start, boys? Where do we start? Since our last show, it's official now. WWE and TNA are
ouch
together. No comment.
I think I told you. TNA is NXT's NXT. I mean, you need like a developmental talent for NXT.
It's not developmental. Here's we're not going to do that.
He's starting off hot. Like
it's a partnership.
I mean, I'm just telling you. I mean, I saw the reports that Jordynne Grace is going to NXT. Like she's going.
She's already at the Performance Center.
So TNA is NXT. NXT is the main roster for TNA. So she got bumped to the main roster.
Michael, this is all you. You're the TNA guy. So
okay, here's what it is. There's a partnership. Some people will be going to the main roster. Some people will be going to NXT. Yeah. There's people in NXT who aren't getting TV time, so they're going to TNA. And vice versa. And those are people who are on the brink of superstardom that are going to WWE NXT.
So you're saying people that don't get TV time on NXT is going to be appearing in TNA?
It's a secondary show, so yes.
So it's basically like, if you're not appearing on, we're going to send you down to Deep South Wrestling, right?
Nope, because it's still going to be televised. This is at least televised.
Genesis was advertised as TNA NXT. NXT was on the graphic for the pay-per-view this past weekend that we are going to dive into in a little bit.
I see great things with this partnership. It's good that NXT has their own developmental system.
Look at it this way. It's already doing more than AEW did for them.
And you know what? This
much
could have
true.
been AEW. If that Mark, Tony Khan, just kept his mouth closed and his nose clean, this could have been him.
I'd say you legit sent Kenny Omega. You never incorporated anybody else, really.
That was it, for the most part.
Yeah.
He came in, he became the belt collector, he won a plethora of titles, and then eventually lost them, and that was it. That was it.
And the crowd goes mild.
Say his name and he appears.
I'm indifferent about that.
There's no, we can bounce around tonight, baby.
I would rather hear Hogan talk on Monday Night Raw than see Joe Hendry.
I'm very indifferent about that.
I know why, because Nick Nemeth lost.
Exactly. And he was having his first real world championship run.
It's the Genesis screw job. Let's just call it.
Technically, he got pinned cleanly.
Trying to help you out here, Jones.
No. I'm not going to, like, it was a clean victory. It was a clean pin. So it's not like there was no shenanigans. The shenanigans that should have been were prevented by JBL, which I still don't understand what he's doing, but
He's just popping up whenever he wants, wherever he wants. Showed up on Monday Night Raw the next day.
yeah.
He's everywhere.
I'm surprised they didn't put Grace for a week. Oh man.
Well, Mr. Beefy believes in Joe Hendry. And John, no, Joey, he doesn't believe. He never has believed. I don't think he ever will believe. A lot of people do believe.
I like Joe Hendry. This is not, I'm not anti Joe Hendry. It's just, I didn't want him to, well, it's not that I didn't want him to win the championship. I wasn't ready for Nick to lose. I'll put it
Would you ever be ready for Nick to lose the title?
If he had got to around 200, 250, I would have said yes.
So you wanted it to be a little bit longer, the reign?
Yeah, just a little bit longer. But I get it. There's not, the next pay-per-view isn't isn't until April, so.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Nick got a little concussion. You know, Nick's known to do that when he loses world titles.
I can't dispute him.
The concussion wasn't his fault. It was that jerk with the hat. The fuzzy bucket hat. But no matter what, it happened. It happened.
A lot happened on that show.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a new champion. We'll see how that plays out. I guarantee we will see Joe Hendry back on WWE television, whether it be in NXT or in the Rumble, because that is coming up in 2 weeks' time.
I'm expecting the Rumble.
And then the other person who will quickly be on WWE TV is Miss Jordynne Grace.
I expect her in the Rumble as well.
She's going to NXT. Woo.
I don't think she's going to NXT.
That's the report.
I've heard otherwise.
There's a lot of reports that have been wrong, and we're going to get to the X Division title in a second. But the X Division, according to the dirt sheets, was disappearing. According to various dirt sheets, I think Dave Meltzer is also one who reported that the X Division title was disappearing. And well, would you have thought Dave was wrong again? But Miss Jordynne Grace, it's not clear where she's going. She is at the Performance Center. We know that for certain.
They don't need her in NXT right now. There's talent that still hasn't. This needs to be seen.
And I think she's earned her keep. People know who she is. I don't think we need to keep her in the developmental brand for any period of time.
She's already developed. She's TV ready.
I mean, who wouldn't want to see Jordynne Grace versus, say, Rhea Ripley?
that match against Tessa was incredible. And I know we've talked a little bit about Tessa and the controversy surrounding her, but that was one of the best women's matches in a very long time.
That right there is what you call, again, two professionals working, or at least one professional. I'm just saying, but hopefully two professionals working when they don't like each other.
But
And-
I was just gonna
Go ahead.
say, can you also give Tessa some credit because she's been away a while? Like how talented she is, and how she could still do it.
I didn't see any ring rust. I'll give her that. I'll definitely
She looked
give her
good.
that.
She looked good in the ring, and she carried her own. Jordynne Grace is a superstar in every sense of the word. She's got the look. She's incredibly talented in the ring, and yeah, who wouldn't want to see Jordynne Grace versus someone like Rhea Ripley? Who wouldn't want to see Jordynne Grace against someone who is likely going to be returning at the Royal Rumble, Charlotte Flair?
Yep.
This is true. Like, she was active in Mexico, so it's not like she was not performing. She was not wrestling elsewhere, so she was keeping warm during her time away from TNA or from, I guess, some of the more major promotions. But
I just will say the goodbye video from Jordynne Grace was very telling.
when she completely snubbed Tessa as she walked by.
She
But you know
walked
what?
by.
That was behind the scenes, right? Someone was obviously recording that on their phone,
Yeah.
and
And she posted it.
she posted it. So you don't have to like somebody to work with them.
Correct.
And I guess we'll see where she ends up. But to address this comment on the screen right now, I think there will be some crossover on the other shows as well. I don't think it's just exclusive to NXT, but time will tell.
It all depends on who it is and how ready they are already.
Like
For example, the Hardys, I can see them showing up on more than just NXT.
I would love to have like an NXT invasion of TNA and TNA invasion of NXT. And maybe have like a War Games match like how they used to in NXT. TNA versus NXT. You know.
That can work.
Called what is it called? Dang, what was that? Call it Lockdown.
Yeah.
A lot can happen. A lot can happen with the female talent, and NXT has a lot of female talent, as does TNA. And we saw some of the crossover at the pay-per-view.
I would like to see Rosemary interact with wow, I almost called her by her old name. Nikki Cross.
That would be pretty.
I thought you were
That
gonna
would be
say
quite the
Wendy
visual.
Chu for a second.
Well, they already have an ongoing thing that kind of just blew off. So maybe Wendy can go down to NXT for a little while now and get more honing of her craft.
So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens. The Rumble is right around the corner. Joe Henry did make just go back to him for a second. Did make a very interesting comment on was it Busted Open, where he called out John Cena.
It's not as nonsensical as you think. Those two have been technically following each other for a while. John Cena was the very first wrestler that spoke to Joe Hendry. You also have to look at pay attention to John Cena's Instagram. He posts a lot of wrestlers from other promotions. He's basically telling you keep an eye on this person.
He also posts a lot of cryptic stuff that's hard to interpret, but the fact that he did acknowledge the partnership in his return year, his last kind of hurrah before he retires, never say never.
Yeah, his 17th championship could be a TNA
Imagine,
championship.
imagine Cena wins the Rumble and goes after the NXT title or the TNA title.
Don't you do that too. Talking about the TNA and NXT championship.
Hardys will definitely do some big stuff, and yeah, I know you've always been a Jeff Hardy mark, and so when he finally retired from WWE the first time around, it was a very dark day for you. So we've got Jordynne Grace. We've got Joe Hendry, who's now the champion. He's going to be crossing over every now and then. We've got the Hardys, who retain the tag team titles against the Rascals. We're going to see more of them, I'm sure. The other thing is, though, before we talk about wrestlers from other promotions that are either leaving or being held in hostage, Jones's face tells it all. This How old is PCO now? 60?
60 plus, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, I don't want to sound like I'm an ageist by any means, but they offered him a new contract, and it was a big pay cut to his previous contract, and he got very upset. That's what the dirt sheets are saying. Take that with a grain of salt. And so he goes into business for himself, shows up on GCW with the digital media TNA title.
I'm sorry, he's only 57.
We'll round up. And takes a sledgehammer to arguably the nicest design TNA title. Might not mean the most in the TNA universe, but nevertheless goes into business for himself and destroys the title live on air. Michael, what's your boy doing?
I'm not claiming him.
He's not my boy just because he's Canadian. He's French-Canadian, so that doesn't count.
Jean-Pierre Lafitte went into business for himself. Mr. Pierre of the Quebecers went into business for himself. I understand you having a beef with the company. You may have been mad about the pay cut. You may have been mad about the fact that under the previous regime, you were promised a world title reign. Under this regime, they said no. I'm not completely against it, but I understand if you were promised a championship and now you're being told no.
But Jones, you just said under the previous regime, he was promised a championship. It's not Scott's call anymore. Scott was let go. There's new management. And whatever was promised to you, if it wasn't legally in writing.
And even then, they don't have to.
And even then, they don't have to honor none of it. You going into business for yourself and then taking that property, because regardless of how we view belts as collectors or things like that, it's still property of the company. You bring that property over to another promotion and then smash it live on air, and then pull a promo. And then go on Twitter or X and vent some more. Yeah,
that was very weird. Very, very weird.
Well, when the French post anything, it's very, very weird. It doesn't make much sense. You know. But it is what it is. Very unprofessional, in my opinion.
Especially considering he was supposed to show up this week and drop the belt tomorrow.
And tomorrow's a live episode, is it not?
Right.
King J. Sean said he was going to give him $5,000 for it, but after taking a sledgehammer for it, or to it, I don't think it's worth $5,000 anymore. Although if you do want to buy a ring-used TNA title, that's the price that it's going to cost you. $5,000. I don't think that one's going to be for sale.
I mean, how much do you think this is going to help him in the future?
Does he have much of a future?
I don't think he does. I mean,
let's see. Can't work with TNA. Can't work with WWE because the people you hate the most are in charge of WWE.
That buried him in '95.
Yeah. Yep. It's like you're harboring on something. They're not even the same people anymore.
If you're promised XYZ at a job and before any of it takes effect and new management, those promises go away at the very minimum. This guy's effing off. I get that. I get that, but there's a way to kind of handle that. And regardless of kind of which side of the coin that you are looking at. There's a right way to kind of walk out, and there's maybe an unprofessional way to kind of walk out. So I think to Joey's point and to Jones's point, where's he going to go from here?
He can go to MLW. He's probably not going to end up in AEW because they're looking at him like this. Do we really want to take a risk on somebody who gets mad and destroys a belt?
And age is a factor.
Yeah.
We have to take that into consideration. He's pushing 60.
No. Age is not a factor in all elderly wrestling.
Well, you're right. That's
They
so
have
long
the
as we don't
oldest
see Ric
roster
Flair
right now.
in AEW ever again, that'll be something I'm happy about. I don't ever want to see Ric Flair or Hulk Hogan on my screen in any promotion ever again.
And that is not a shot at anybody in AEW. It's just you have an older roster now.
But you look at his age and look at someone like
Yeah.
Copeland. They may be close in age, but look at one's wrestling career compared to the other. Like,
Hey,
I'm just saying. I mean,
he's our guy.
He does have buzz. People are talking about him, but I don't think it's going to really last. That's just my opinion. But we'll see what. And then Josh Alexander's also on his way out come February. His contract is up, and he alluded on Chris Van Fleet's podcast that he's going to be embracing free agency. And I think it's safe to assume that we'll see him in NXT and reunite with Ethan Page. There's a lot of talent from TNA, especially, that's jumping ship, regardless of the partnership. I think this was the thought process after Scott was fired. A lot of people were looking forward to leaving after that happened. But then there's other wrestlers like Penta. I'm going to scroll up for a second. There's a comment. Penta's premiere was big. And yeah, Michael Cole's comments were something. But when you look at how Penta was used in 2 episodes of Monday Night Raw, look at how his entrance was put together. Compare that to the company he was previously at. They're making him look like a superstar. They're giving him the attention that maybe he should have gotten in AEW.
did you see the backstage stuff with Penta's debut?
Yes.
I did.
Like, Triple H telling him, like, yo, man, we're going to be doing some big shit together. Big things. Like, even Penta's English
It's
is
way better than you would expect. 'Cause
yeah,
Yep.
very much so. But
They're making him look like a big deal.
yeah,
From the entrance, the music, the pyro. I think we said this last week. I wouldn't be surprised by SummerSlam. He has a secondary title around his waist. And maybe at that point, maybe his brother will be there too. But we will wait and see when his contract is up. But you know whose contract is not up? Michael Jones is very, very hurt about this. I'm very hurt about this. And I think, Joey, although you're not a fan of Ricky Starks necessarily, I think even you would agree that we need to free Ricky. Free Ricky from his contract. Let him go. Give him his release, and everybody can be happy. No?
yeah.
It's not being used on TV. Hasn't been on AEW television in
10 months. Almost a
a
year
very
now.
long time.
Since last March.
I'll give him this. He's getting himself over without AEW. Like,
There
if
are
I'm
people
Tony
making
Khan,
T-shirts.
instead, but if I'm Tony Khan, instead of like, yeah, we're not going to use you, and all this, capitalize on it.
You're paying him. You might as well.
Yeah.
I
Who
agree.
cares? He's leaving. Like, you know he wants to leave. However, if you're still paying him, put him on TV.
But this is Tony Khan. This is what he does.
Mhm.
It's Ricky. It's Miro. It's Phoenix. It's maybe Britt Baker,
I was just going to bring that up.
right? There's a lot of people that either are not pleasant to work with, or there's some controversy backstage, or people don't like them. Whatever the reason is, they're not being used. Some of them have explicitly asked for their release, and yet you're keeping them at home and you're paying them. Why? Because you don't want them to jump ship? Is that the reason why you're keeping them at home? You're still giving them millions of dollars, or however hundreds of thousands of dollars their contracts are.
Remember when Punk went to back to WWE last year, November? We were on here saying, there was a lot of people that said Punk will last a year, 6 months. He's going to be a trouble in WWE. And a lot of us said there's structure there in WWE. And you could see when Punk came back, has talked about that structure. How everything is different. There's reports about Britt Baker, not a lot of people not liking her backstage in AEW. Could it be structure? Possibly. If she goes to, say, WWE, will there be structure? Yes. Will it be different? Yes. I mean,
She has to go straight to NXT.
Oh,
No way around that one.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
100%.
But, I think, you're seeing in AEW, I think it first started to fall when Cody left. When Cody left, man, it's like a Jenga tower.
Mm-hmm.
Once you start pulling those pieces,
Yeah.
you're going to see the whole thing just fall.
Cody was the big one. Then it was Punk. And after Punk, that domino effect, right? Everyone else started to want to get out. It's also Malachi Black.
Yeah.
Forgot him.
They're working on creative plans for him in WWE right
I
now.
wouldn't be surprised if he shows up at the Rumble.
He may show up very sooner. They kind of teased him Monday. The Dark Arts card. That's his. Him and Zelina's gym.
And this is what I don't get. Out of all the names that we just listed off the top of our head that are kind of locked up in AEW that aren't being utilized, I don't know what for. You're paying them when you take them off your payroll,
Yes.
and let them go somewhere else. Let them go. Who cares? Because you know what? Keeping them at home isn't going to benefit you in any way, shape, or form.
It's actually costing you more money.
Exactly.
Again, I understand you signed the contract. You should have actually read the fine print, because a lot of the contracts had the option and injury time added. I get adding injury time because the person wasn't there. However, once they're healed, in the fact that you aren't using them, it's kind of stubborn. Just do something you didn't have before. Add an addendum to their contract. Here's a 90-day no-compete contract. Get out of here.
Yeah. Get them off the payroll, and everybody kind of just wash their hands of it and go your separate ways.
I mean, we talk about Miro when he was the TNT champion. One of the best TNT champions they had. Custom
100%.
green belt.
When I think back to Rusev, and I'm not going to get into the whole Rusev day. I'm just talking about him as a talent. His feud with John Cena was arguably his best work in his career. And he certainly wasn't in the shape that he was in now when he had that feud. Can you imagine if they rolled that back this year and you've got Rusev or Miro, or they'll probably call him Rusev and John Cena one more time in a match? That would be incredible.
He has to show up in the tank, though.
Yeah, 100%. And then when you look at, guys like Punk, he's a cancer, this, and kind of, it's a very different company. It's organized very differently. And I would go so far to say, even with someone like Britt Baker, who doesn't have a lot of fans, putting her in NXT would do her wonders. It would change her maybe outlook on things and would give her the structure that maybe she needs, because time and time again, we talk about how, and we read about how there's no structure in AEW. Everyone who walks into AEW or walks out of AEW says it's a casino. The inmates are running the asylum. And so maybe some of these people that are harder to work with, that have these big personalities and these big egos need that reality check, need someone like Hunter to kind of put their foot down and structure it for them. I'm not going to disagree with you, Dill. And yet it goes back to that partnership with NXT and TNA. That could have been Tony. That could have been it could have been Tony Khan and WWE in a partnership. And think of all the then dream matches that we could have witnessed this year if it was AEW and WWE in that partnership.
They had it in the palm of their hands.
Yeah. They really did.
Their best bout machine wouldn't have had to go to Japan to see he still had it.
Yeah. Imagine seeing Seth Rollins and Kenny Omega in 2025. Something we're never going to see. Maybe in 2K25 with a custom playable Kenny, you'll be able to do that, but it won't be a reality. There's one other thing that we need to talk about, and we were going to have Brandon Douglas of Snapping Straps on tonight, but change of plans. There was also the debut of Moose's custom X Division title. And for those who aren't maybe regular fans of TNA or haven't watched the program consistently, TNA revealed a whole new set of new belts once they rebranded back to their original name under Scott D'Amore. And all of these belts were made by a company called Zebros, and they were designed by Craig at Hellfire Designs. Jones, how long ago was this when the belts were debuted?
January.
Yeah. So a little over a year.
Mm-hmm.
A year's time that these belts have been around. Moose has done this before.
Yeah.
This is not Moose's first custom title. He did the White Wildcat, if I'm not mistaken, right? People were up in arms about that too.
I love that on a white strap.
I thought it looked pretty cool. It was different. It suit Moose. And I think it would have been really cool to have Brandon on the show to get his insight about how this belt came to be and things like that. We are going to have Moose on this program in the near future. They're just working out some kinks with the booking. However, there's some controversy. Or not maybe controversy, but there's some chatter online about the belt. Some people love it. Some people don't love it. At the end of the day, it's a matter of opinion. You can like a belt. You can dislike a belt. Seems like the comment section here is fairly positive, at least from what I'm seeing right now. Dylan wants one. You can actually get one, Dylan, if you contact Brandon, for example. I'm not sure what his prices are, what his wait times are like, but they will be offering replicas of that title. King J. Sean says he's good on that X title. He's not really a fan, but
he's a big gold guy, so I'm not surprised.
King J. Sean can't have enough big golds.
I'm saying he's a big gold guy, so
he needs to send me a big gold. I don't have one. I'm just saying.
And that was not a shot at big gold guys. I'm just saying that's his belt.
That's his thing.
That is his belt. If it's a big gold, he's buying it.
Yeah, that's who I think of. The TNA belts they have now are really good. The world title is mouth-watering. Very nice designs. A lot of people like them. They're different. They all have a similar kind of feel to them. They were all designed by the same person, as I mentioned before. But yeah, we'll learn more about the title when Moose is on our program and kind of what went into it and why the changes were made. But my God, the IWC, when a new belt debuts, you're going to get it, Joey. You're going to get that big gold.
He won.
It might be a Hogan's Beat Shop big gold. So it might be like $100 brass belt, but it is what it is.
I'll take it.
Well, the thing when a belt debuts, the internet, the wrestling community, they go nuts. They either love something, they hate something, or
they love to hate it. That's the
they
best
love
way
to hate it. That's exactly it. They love to hate it.
I mean, look when the title Gunther has right now, WWE Championship. When it came out, people were like, the lions on the side. They were like, doesn't look right. I'll tell you that, man. That belt is gorgeous in person, and I want it. Even though I'm out of belt collecting, I
The
want it.
Midwest. And I'm gonna behave myself. I'm not gonna get out my seat.
All I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but Michael Jones is gonna be covered in gold soon. That's all I'm gonna say. Head to toe. And next week it's just gonna be a live stream of him butt ass naked wearing 3 belts. You guys can tune in. It'll drop, believe me. Wherever you go, Michael Jones, you have an audience.
I mean, Jones, is the Wildcat your favorite one?
No, the Midwest is my favorite.
The Midwest, okay. Yeah.
It's a very nice belt, but we know that with Midwest,
I agree with Jones, man. The Midwest is
it is. It's
That's
it's
my
got that
big. That's
classic
my
look.
winged eagle.
it.
Yeah.
If I had to put like a wrestler with that belt, it'd be Angle.
I could send it to you. I could break kayfabe. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I think you might just have to tune in and find out what
seen
Michael
it.
Jones has coming.
I've seen it.
It'll be 2 weeks for I'm back on air. I will not be on next week.
We're going to see it
Oh wait, next Wednesday. I won't
next
be on.
Wednesday. We'll
Yeah,
probably be here.
I'll probably be on.
We'll
I might
probably
not
be
stay
here.
on. I probably might not stay on too late, but
We'll figure it out. Well, what do you?
somebody called me out and it's right by my ear.
Dang, man, he's just pulling stuff. He's just pulling stuff out.
This.
Oh, not me. Sorry.
Wow.
That what you're referring to?
Sorry, Joey. He needed full screen.
That belt stays with me at almost all times. Now there'll be new belts staying with me at all times.
Just like I said, covered in gold. That's it. Any titles you weren't crazy over but grew on you over time? I recently got the modern IC, and you're really happy with it. Joey, any belts that you didn't really care for, maybe when you were younger or when it was maybe on television, or just it could be even a modern belt that when you first saw it, you're like, I don't care.
The Undisputed.
The V1? Interesting.
Because it replaced the Big Eagle.
That's a fair point.
And I remember when Flair debuted, I'm like even in the backstage segment when he's like sitting on the desk, and he's showing it, I'm like,
That look of disgust on your face and everything.
yeah,
It's like, why?
like what the hell? Another title again?
No.
Damn,
Especially
that
when
belt
you-
looked good. That belt looked good on Lesnar. It just grew
did.
on me.
It looked good on Lesnar. But it was a hard pill to swallow when you had both the Big Gold and the Big Eagle representing the Undisputed Championship. 2 iconic designs as the Undisputed title. I can see why you didn't feel too or you weren't so hot for it.
Yeah, now when it first debuted, it took some time to grow on me.
Exactly
Now I
what
love
I'm
that
saying.
belt. Now I love that belt. I think that belt was gorgeous when you look at the details.
For me, it was the last great kind of epic
Yeah.
design in the WWE. Now, I do like a lot of the modern titles that they do have now, but they still don't have that classic feel like the Undisputed had. For me, it was still the last great belt design.
Mm-hmm.
Well, King J. Sean, you can actually win a Big Eagle if you like. I'm going to plug my raffles that I have over at All Elite Belts. My waffles. I'm the Waffle King. Just like you are the King of Big Golds, I'm the Waffle King. And you can win a 2K version for $25. Classic Shields. I know that's up your alley, King J. Sean.
I didn't like initially.
Jones, which belt did you not like?
The
And
Midwest.
if you say the Winged Eagle,
The Midwest.
no, he's gonna say the Winged Eagle because we know he doesn't like it.
I think the Winged Eagle's a beautiful belt. I just say it's undersized. I will die on that hill. I think it's undersized.
Fair.
Title that grew on me that I didn't like initially. Maybe the Dome Globe.
The sloth belt looks like a sloth's face.
Yeah, maybe the Dome Globe. Because I was just like,
And when did you warm up to it?
I guess kind of during the Jeff Jarrett Reign of Terror. Because I didn't even like it when R-Truth won it initially. I was just like, okay, I'm happy he's world champion, but it was just like,
A lot of people with the undisputed V1.
but I was happy they replaced it with the Midwest.
See, for me, it was the block logo Big Eagle. I didn't like it at first because
it replaced
Brett's belt. That was Brett's title. And how dare you replace Brett's title?
I thought of another one. This one's going to sound real controversial.
Uh-oh.
The IWGP V4. Because I love the V3. The V3 didn't last as long enough, even though technically it wasn't a V3, but you get what I mean. That belt wasn't utilized long enough before they went to the V4. I love the V4.
Why don't you get a V1? Some great wrestlers that held it.
I have no problems having a belt that great people that people I don't like have held. I have a big gold.
Fair point.
Rick Rude's name is on it, not Terry Bollea.
Well, Terry's name was never on a belt, so
I'm calling out the person.
I agree. You know, it's funny because
Terry.
Panetta brought up the block Big Eagle. Remember that? I still remember that Raw after WrestleMania 14. You know, Austin throws the Winged Eagle on McMahon's feet and grabs the block, and I'm like, "Whoa, what the hell's happening? That's the Winged Eagle! Like, why?"
right?
And then The Rock comes out with the oval. I see him like, "What? What? New title? Like, what the hell happened?" But there's something about that blue leather on the Big Eagle and the block with the blue background. Even though it was only around for like 2 or 3 months at
It's
most.
very nice belt.
Again, I don't like the belt. The black logo is because no one I really cared about held the belt.
Yeah, only 2 people held it.
And for those that may be newer, I don't like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I prefer Stunning Steve Austin. There's a difference in wrestling talent. Yes, it's the same person, but the match quality was different.
You know, Jones, I agree with Jones on Stunning Steve. Like, I was a big Stunning Steve fan in WCW. Like, I was shocked that he didn't use the stun gun as his finisher in WWF. But I was going back watching the Bret Hart interview with Austin. And Austin said after SummerSlam 97, Austin had to change his style in the ring to a brawler.
I understood it.
Yeah.
Like, I understood why he changed his style. It was just, I felt like I lost a piece of what I loved the most. Like, I'm great guy, legend. Stone Cold is a bigger legend than Stunning Steve ever was and never will be. However, I prefer the Stunning Steve wrestling style. That's all.
It's a fair point.
I don't think he'd hate me for saying that.
I don't think so either. And if it wasn't for Stunning Steve, we wouldn't have the evolution of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Exactly.
So it's a very, very good point. And
I like that question. Ooh, that was a good question.
it was a very good question.
Yeah.
You know, the Panettas, they're all right.
I like Legends TV. Wasn't it usually Chrome Rain Big Gold Ball? Yes.
That happens. Sometimes you see the belt and just like, whoa.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not until you actually hold one for the first time too that you're like, wow, I get it. I get the beauty. Just like it tends to be a fan favorite now, the current United States WWE title. A lot of people love that replica. A lot of people like that design. And in terms of the quality of the replicas now, they're better than they've ever been. So once you have it in your hand and you see it for yourself, yeah, maybe your opinion will change.
I liked it from day one. A lot of people didn't. They called it a serving dish. But I get why they did it.
Oh my.
What do you mean won me over?
So which wrestler maybe you didn't really care for at one point, if we're going to be relating it back to the belt question, and then won you over?
Oh.
It's more so wrestlers that lost.
Oh, King J. Sean, you got to talk to me, baby. You got to talk to me. Dude.
Yeah, slide into my DMs.
Oh.
Let's talk, buddy.
Block Big Eagle. Oh, my guy. Man.
Night and day.
I'm sorry, King J. Sean, but how about them Cowboys? I'm sorry. I had to do it. Vinny told me to say it. Let's
see. Wrestler that.
I will never accept Bill Goldberg.
Wrestler that I hated that won me over.
No, it doesn't have to be hated. Maybe you just didn't care for, but maybe it was a level of maybe strongly disliked them.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, it's like usually it's the other way around. It's the wrestler I loved that I ended up hating.
That's why it's such a challenging question.
Damn.
I didn't hate this wrestler by any means. I actually quite enjoyed this wrestler, but I always liked Brett more than Owen.
Mm-hmm.
And as I got older and I understood wrestling more than just from a child's kind of perspective or from a child's eyes, just kind of watching it on the screen, the more I studied kind of Owen, the more I realized that Owen was a better wrestler than Brett. And that he could have been an even bigger star than his brother. These comments, jeez.
Come on, Jones, say it. Ahmed Johnson.
Oh my goodness. So that's my answer. I grew to love Owen more.
It was the exact opposite. I liked Ahmed Johnson, and I declined.
I got one. Jeff Jarrett.
I always liked Jeff Jarrett. I used to watch him in USWA.
I didn't like him in WWE and WCW. He kept going back and forth. Now, I like the heel run he did in '99. Okay. But I didn't really care for him that much. You want to know what put me over? Jones's date on the screen. TNA. Because after WCW closed, you had nothing else.
Yeah.
And my brother told me, oh, there's a new wrestling promotion. It's on tonight, which was a Wednesday. And you could only get it on pay-per-view. And that was when the first one was when Ron Killings hit Ken Shamrock with an RKO diamond cutter.
That wasn't the first
win.
One.
Huh?
That wasn't the first episode.
I thought that was the first episode.
First episode, Ken Shamrock won the belt.
Okay. So I think that was second, or was it?
He won it in, I want to say August.
Okay, so that was the first one. I thought it was the first. My apology.
And my date's actually wrong. It should say the 19th, but it's actually the 9th up there.
So that was the first time I saw TNA. It was when Killings won it. And I just appreciated Jeff Jarrett because he brought another wrestling promotion back, like something else you can watch. So
And now he's in a feud with MJF. Yeah. Talking about whose mother is a call girl. The mighty have fallen. Mr. Beefy says, CM Punk hated him in his first run, WWE, UFC, AEW, but he came back, swallowed his pride, and after his grievances, did what was good for business and killed it with an injury.
What?
Kevin Owens, but just during his AP Owens. Wade Barrett, Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona has really made a name for himself. I
liked him since he was an Edgehead.
I've always liked Zack Ryder, but I love Matt Cardona more than Zack Ryder.
I like Wade Barrett when he was on the original NXT. I'm a guy that usually leans towards the heels, so it's kind of hard for me right now to figure. I don't know if I'll be able to answer this.
It's not an easy question to answer by any means. It's not. King J. Sean, you. I love it. I hope he didn't slide into your DMs, Joey.
No, he didn't. What the hell?
Right, because you don't have that connection. And then Shawn Michaels. As a kid, a male stripper. Now he's helping to run the place. King J. Sean and I, we've got a special bond. You guys just have to get over it. Okay, simple as that.
Oh. Hello, Happy New Year.
It's a little late to be wishing people a Happy New Year, in my opinion. The window is closed after first week of January, but all the best to you. Yeah. And we'll see if he ends up showing up at the Rumble as a possibility, because I know he's been pitching that himself. We'll see what happens. There's a lot to look forward to. But speaking of the Rumble, we're going to play a game. Joey's not playing this game. I already said that. Joey is a walking, talking encyclopedia for anyone who's been watching the show for the first time and don't know Joey as well as Jones and I do. This man has a mind like no other. He can regurgitate wrestling facts that I don't think anyone else in the world can possibly remember. But Joey V.
There's some people better than me.
I don't know.
Finally.
Oh. Before we play this game.
Dominic Mysterio.
Huh? I agree.
Hated him as a good guy. He just had no character. And then look at him now.
Son, we are very well. We're going to play a game soon. You're more than welcome to play in just a few moments. All you need is a phone or a browser. Mm-hmm. Rob Van Dam, the first time I saw him on Monday Night Raw 97, I was impressed, but after watching him wrestle Al Snow at ECW Hardcore Heaven 97, was a fan instantly. Always loved Rob Van Dam.
Yeah. Mr. PPV,
oh, man.
RVD.
You reading this, Michael?
I have it on good authority. CM Punk's going to end Hulkamania forever for me. So
he's dusty anyways, so
he's old and dusty, so I don't have to worry about that.
Jones, how excited were you? I want to know this. How much did the little thing in the back of your throat tickle when CM Punk said he was going to throw Hogan's ass out of the Rumble on Monday?
I became a bigger fan of CM Punk at that moment. And you can ask the gentleman right down there because I said it to him.
Yep. He messaged it to me right away. And he's like, I love CM Punk even more now. Joe's always liked Punk, but now he's a big mark for him. And if that were to happen, well, yeah. It was a great promo. It was a very good promo. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next.
Yeah. Whatever, King J. Sean.
Don't take it out on King J. Sean. You got a problem, Joey. You can deal with me, buddy. I'll defend King J. Sean.
Some baby back bullshit.
All I'll say is it's a medallion of some kind. That's all. The pals.
Interesting question.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's for you, Joey, because that's unfair for me already.
Was it Jacqueline?
I don't know the answer to it. Is it? Yeah. You got 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. Are you guys ready to play this game? I hope I can do this correctly. All you need is a phone or a browser if you're on your computer, your laptop, your whatever device. You just need access to Kahoot. We are going to play Kahoot. For those of you who don't know what Kahoot is, you are going to go to the website kahoot.it, KAHOO.IT. And then you are going to get well, depending on how you're watching our show tonight, you're going to get either a game pin, or you can scan the QR code.
What's that website again? I got to go on it.
Kahoot.it, and you're not playing Joey. But I'm going to share my screen now, and you guys can kind of multitask. You can answer. You can actually not answer in the chat here, but you guys can talk shit with each other in the chat, and you're going to be answering a series of questions based on the winners of the Royal Rumble. And there is no prize other than being able to gloat a little bit. The fastest answer, and obviously the correct answer, will get more points. But let me share my screen now, and we will get this going. Make sure everybody can see my screen. You guys can let me know. Might have to help me.
See it, you got to bring it up.
All right.
Nobody's joined.
So we'll give it a second. Go to kahoot.it. All I ask is be appropriate, maybe with your names. You don't have to reveal who your real username is.
Juan. Okay.
Juan is in.
I think it's Juan.
I think it's Juan.
Okay,
Juan and Dylan
Dylan.
have logged in.
Oh. Say
Mr.
Mr. Beebe's got a cow. I love it.
The pal.
Mike the pal.
Mike. We'll give it a few more minutes, see how many people are still watching live and want to play. Like I said, you don't have to put your real name in case you're embarrassed to lose. But we're going to have fun. We are going to have fun. We'll wait another minute or so to see if anyone else logs in. Michael Jones, you're more than welcome to play. Joey, fine, you can play. Joey.
Yes.
I'm not going to play. If Joey's playing, I'm not playing.
I think it'll be a good way to try and beat Joey. If
I gotta hold on.
Joey,
I gotta check my messenger. I got a message.
Oh, it was a pity message.
Shut up.
Wait a couple more minutes. Just make sure everybody logs in who's watching. Big Daddy is in. Joey, if that's your name, I'm gonna be very. Your winner. I love the confidence. One more minute. You can scan the QR code on the screen, or you can go to kahoot.it and plug in game pin 692390. Got the big green king in the house. We've got Mr. BV. We've got Dylan.
Jeez.
We've got 8 people logged in right now.
Wait, the big green king.
There's no
Whoa.
Goldberg thing.
I'm going to just end the game and the stream. All right. You've got 30 more seconds to log in. Anyone who wants to jump in, kahoot.it, game pin 692390. The one's ready. He plays Kahoot all the time. Okay. Without further ado, we are going to get this game going.
Really?
Oh, that's tough.
Also a matter of speed too, so we can mock, some of the answers. But you have to be quick.
It doesn't show up on mine. All I see is red, blue, green, and yellow, so I got to go switch back and forth.
So only 2 people got it right?
What? Oh, shit. Wrong year.
Wait, you got it wrong?
Shut up.
Wow.
This is a beautiful start. I
Damn
love
it.
it. Next question. Who won the
Come on.
89 Royal Rumble? We've got
Already
Triple H, Big John Studd, Batista, Stone Cold, Steve Austin.
Damn it.
14 seconds. 3 seconds. There we go. Big John Studd. Juan is still in the lead.
Shit.
We're going to question 3 of 37. Who won the 1990 Royal Rumble? Joey? We got Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Randy Orton, John Cena.
Come on, man.
About speed, though, it's not just getting the question correct. You got to be quick. Getting the answer is only part of it. Yes, it is Hulk Hogan. Juan's got a little fire streak. Look at that. Question 4. Who won the 1991 Royal Rumble? Quickly.
So far, my score would be perfect.
Mine would have been if I wouldn't have.
You,
It's okay.
you outthought yourself.
I did.
Juan's got those quick hands. Who won the 92 Royal Rumble?
That's what she said.
We got Randy Orton, Ric Flair, Lex Luger, The Undertaker. 10 seconds on the clock. Ric Flair.
What? He's gaining on you.
Who won the 93 Royal Rumble? Joey's going through his head. Yokozuna, Kane, Dean Ambrose, or Bret Hart? It's definitely Dean. 10 seconds on the clock. Yokozuna. Your winner has taken the lead. That sinister laugh. Who won the 94 Royal Rumble?
It's gotta be Kane. Blue World Order. Seriously?
Getting close. Who won the 95 Royal Rumble? We're talking about speed. I'm looking at the answers and when they're coming in, not to pressure anybody, but you guys got to be quick.
I gave a hint.
Points. Did you? Well, your winner. Your winner and Juan. John Panette, he's coming up. Dylan, Mike the Pal. It's anybody's game still. 96. Who won the 96 Royal Rumble? We've got Brock Lesnar, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, or Big John Studd. Joey, was that first answer you?
Yeah.
You're in it to win it. Shawn Michaels. Juan's got that heat. He's got that heat. Justin Booth is coming up. Who won the 97 Royal Rumble? Don't cheat, guys. Come on. Don't pull up another tab. We got Stone Cold Steve Austin, John Cena, Shawn Michaels, Triple H. Be quick. 2 answers in.
I just look at this, click over, boom.
That's it. That's what you got to do. You got to be fast. Fast. Oh, now your winner's getting a sizable lead. The 98 Royal Rumble. We have Hulk Hogan, Rey Mysterio, Seth Rollins, or Stone Cold Steve Austin. Quickly.
Why does it tell me pure genius or guesswork? Like,
There we go. You still got that lead. Question 12 of 37. Who won the 99 Royal Rumble? Bret Hart, Shane McMahon, Vince McMahon, Roman Reigns. Everybody click Roman Reigns. 8 seconds. Everybody got it.
All ones for everybody to get.
Juan wants to beat you, Joe. Who won the 2000 Royal Rumble? Batista, The Undertaker, The Rock, or Edge? Cope. Was The Rock. Anybody's game. Anything can happen. Question 14, 2001. You know, looking at all these numbers is making me feel old. Making me feel really old.
I like how they got the logos of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's pretty cool.
Can be a bit of a hint, right? It can help you out. Ooh. You're getting up there, Joey. He wants that lead to be sizable. 2002 Royal Rumble winner is Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, Triple H, or Edge. I see that one answer pop up right away. I know it's you, Joe. Jesus. I tried to say Joe couldn't play, but it wouldn't be fair.
That was a comeback year, wasn't it?
Yep,
That
injury.
was 2003, Batista, Lesnar, Undertaker, Rollins.
I'll just look at a message I get.
Now's your chance. I got to skip and make the answer pop up so Joey loses sometime.
Oh, damn.
Did he send it to you?
Yes, he did.
2004, Tina, Michaels. I won't say his name. Kane.
It's a tough one.
Voldemort.
Yeah.
It was a good rumble.
It was a very good Rumble. I might have to go back and watch this one. 3 seconds on the clock. Yep.
I give points to people for picking the wrong answer on purpose.
The two of you that got it wrong, you won. 2005 Royal Rumble. You got
I
Stone
don't know
Cold,
if I won or not.
Rey Mysterio, Batista, or Edge. That is Batista. Well, we got some movement on the bottom. The Mike the Pal coming up. Who won the 2006 Royal Rumble? Be quick, guys. And for those of you watching now, you can still jump in. You're not going to win, but you can always participate by entering that game pin on the bottom of the screen, 692390. Oh, look at this lead. This guy. 2007. Who won it? The Undertaker, Roman Reigns, Kane, or John Cena? Just looking at the comments right now. Dylan is not happy. He's doing terribly. He says he hates this game. Hate is a strong word. King J. Sean is not live. He's 20 seconds. Poor King J. Sean.
Oh, no.
Oh, well, that could explain it. If you got a bit of a delay or you tuned in a little bit later, you're not watching us live. Who won the 2008 Royal Rumble? You've got Ric Flair, John Cena, Kane, and Randy Orton. Is that another hint?
Thinking of,
Oh, we've
how
got
many of
another
these
person who
people
joined
were
in.
in that Rumble? I think only 2.
Was John Cena. We've got another person joined. Dylan is back in the game, 3 in a row. Your winner. He's still at the top. Let's take him down. Who won the 2009 Royal Rumble?
Oh, this is tough, but I'm gonna have to go with this guy.
That's Randy Orton. Randy Orton. Orton.
Oh
sorry.
shit!
You picked the wrong one.
You picked the wrong Randy.
Tricky.
Damn. Or did I?
There's Red Randy.
Hopefully I didn't. Damn it!
Justin Booth is coming up. Question 23 of 37. We're almost there. Who won the 2010 Royal Rumble? Getting a little bit more challenging because the names are a little bit more current. You got The Rock, Chris Jericho, Edge, and Dean Ambrose.
You did this to me, didn't you, Canadian?
It was all by design.
Bullshit.
Everybody got this one.
Ooh, Chris Jericho.
It's Cope.
He was in it.
Who won the 2011 Royal Rumble? We've got Sheamus, Del Rio, Cena, Triple H. 4 people for Orton.
This was 40 people in this Rumble.
The majority got that right with Alberto Del Rio. You guys are catching them, but it's going to be tough. 2012 Royal Rumble. Who we got? Rollins, Drew, Bill Goldberg, Sheamus.
Come on, somebody pick Goldberg. Please.
Everybody got that one right. And maybe that's reflective of people's memories and the audience. We're getting more consistent answers now. More correct answers. 26 of 37. Who won the 2013 Royal Rumble?
This guy.
Bret Hart, John Cena, Edge, Shinsuke Nakamura. See?
Yeah.
Now everyone's remembering it now. Maybe some of them weren't alive. I don't know. Could be a young audience. Who won the 2014 Royal Rumble? Roman, The Rock, Triple H, Batista.
Come on, guys. Remember the next night. CM Punk left WWE.
About 3 seconds.
I refuse to watch this Rumble.
2015, we got Shinsuke Nakamura, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, Rey Mysterio. 10 seconds left. A few more answers need to come through.
Gotta
Gotta
play
be
the
quick.
game, Jerry.
Everybody
Gotta
got
play
it?
the game.
Everybody got it. I definitely think it's everyone's memory.
That was here.
Mm-hmm.
Even his cousin couldn't save him.
That's true. We've got the 2016 Royal Rumble, Seth Rollins, Kurt Angle, Shinsuke, and Triple H.
If you recognize the logo, it's obvious who won it.
Mm-hmm. There we go. That was a big hint.
One versus all.
Well, Justin, you're coming up, man. I'm rooting for you. John, you're not that far behind. Juan and Mike the Pal, you guys can do it. Let's maybe Joey's internet connection will. Maybe I should just boot Joe.
What?
2017 Royal Rumble. We have Edge, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, and The Undertaker.
Won't get screwed on this one.
Now it's got to be quick. You're slacking with your speed. It was Randy Orton. You get points by how fast you answer. For those of you who might be joining the show late. The winner, or your winner, is...
He has a streak with 28 questions right in a row.
Wow. Won the 2018 Royal Rumble. Ray, Sheamus, Miz, or Shinsuke? Where's Ortan? I'm behind. Five seconds on the clock. Everybody got Shinsuke. I like what they're doing with Shinsuke now.
Yeah, it looks like he belongs in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
He does. I think that's why I like it so much. The greatest Royal Rumble. What are you huffing and puffing about? Big Cass, Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and Kane.
Why is
The
this
greatest.
Why does this have to be included?
Because we're going chronologically.
Surprised they didn't put the women's in here.
Yeah. Surprised. Oh, there we go. Who won the women's 2018 Royal Rumble? Asuka, Naomi, Becky, or Beth Phoenix? That's where it might get a little bit more challenging.
Maybe.
Not really, if you thought about it, because this was considered the most racist year for the Royal Rumble. Well, for WrestleMania, I should say. What?
I agree. Oh, they didn't win it.
34-37, who won the 2019 Royal Rumble?
I'm going to go with this guy.
Ambrose, Rollins, Michaels, Shinsuke.
Not sure about this one. Hopefully I get it right.
Listen, you've got enough right.
You can basically coast the rest of the way.
He could probably close his eyes and still answer it correctly. Let's be real. Seth Rollins. 3 more questions. Who won the 2019 Women's Royal Rumble? Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, or Paige?
I get 19 and 20 confused a little bit.
Agreed.
Reflected in the answers too. But yeah, Becky Lynch. Is she coming back?
Yes.
I know. What's her name? Alexa Bliss. All plans were scrapped with her.
Hit next.
Was that the last question? Oh.
No.
Yes, I got it right. Yes. Oh, shit. 20.
Won the 2020 Royal Rumble. Drew McIntyre, Shinsuke Nakamura, John Cena, MVP. Almost everybody got that. We've got Drew McIntyre on the board. And last but not least, Mr. Beefy sliding in that bottom spot. 37. Who won the 2020 Women's Royal Rumble? You got Charlotte, Bayley, Alexa, or Charlotte. People are confused.
They are. It's spelled the same.
I hope you got that one wrong, Joey. And our winners. Number 3, Jonathan Panetta. Number 2, Justin Booth. And number 1, some guy. Your winner. Don't know who he is. Are you going to do your acceptance speech?
I want to take this chance to thank absolutely nobody. I did it.
Well, I started late and finished in 8th place.
Well, That's pretty damn good.
This was WCW, ECW, or even that developmental company called TNA, I still would have won.
You're being booed like Hulk Hogan right now.
I'm sorry.
Boys, that was pretty damn fun. Some of the answers were maybe a little easy. Near the end, I think that's when it got a little bit more challenging. People started to forget, even though people's memory seemed to be a little bit better. I think it's because the answers that were available were wrestlers that were actually current at the time. But I hope you guys had fun. A lot to talk about. A very different show tonight. A different promotion that we don't always talk about. Michael Jones must have been very, very happy. And I'm sure we'll be talking about TNA even more in the future now that WWE and NXT and TNA are partnered up. But I hope you guys had fun predicting or guessing who the winners of the Royal Rumble were. But unfortunately, you could not match the encyclopedia mind of Joey B. King Deshaun is saying that he's lucky that he was delayed. We'll play some more games in the future.
But just
Booth
remember,
started 5 minutes late and still got second place, so I think he's rubbing it in everybody.
nobody does it perfect. Nobody.
Dylan goes to say the single worst game that he's ever played, and he shall hate this game until he dies.
Yeah.
Those are fighting words, bro.
Any predictions for this Saturday? We
It's
forgot.
not the Saturday Rumble.
No.
Saturday's
Saturday
main
night
event.
Oh, yeah.
Will any titles change hands? Were they going to be cowards and keep
Nah,
everything?
no one's gonna win. No one's gonna change.
This is the opportunity right here.
You cannot take that belt off Gunther right now.
It's not the only title match.
What's the other one?
Is Sheamus finally going to get it done?
No. Oh, yeah.
I think
don't
he
know.
might. I think he might. That's the only possible change that could happen. Gunther's definitely not.
Here's what you need to do, though. Even though Gunther, I don't think Gunther will lose. Do a false finish. See what the reaction is.
Before we go, next week we might have an interview schedule. We're just waiting to have all the T's crossed and the D's I's dotted. Jeez, it's getting late, man. Holy shit.
Eyes dotted.
It's a long
Dot
day.
the lowercase J's, huh?
I think it's time for a title change. I understand it's not traditionally the way to do it, but it's time for a title change.
We shall see.
Even if it's a brief title change, a title change should happen this week.
You may do it because it could be a shock value thing.
And you want to
Saturday
shock
night's
people
main
to say,
event, yeah.
like, oh damn, I need to watch.
Yeah. And will they be as successful as the first time around? I don't know. It's a Saturday night, same time, same place. They're gonna have Jesse the Body Ventura, hopefully on commentary for a lot longer this time
Hopefully
around.
the whole show.
I hope so. I think he can do it. Maybe it was just warming up during the first episode. But I don't want Terry on my screen. I don't even want a vignette of him. I don't want an advertisement for his shitty beer. Yeah. Let's see what happens. But King J. Sean, oof, keep that TNA belt shined up for him, Jones.
This is never leaving my position.
You know what
Getting
they should
buried with me.
do? Here's what you could do, okay? You have HBK doing the contract signing for Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, right? You could have Bret Hart because Bret Hart and HBK were the first ever ladder match in WWE history.
You could. And will we finally see a non-replica Winged Eagle? Maybe.
That
The
strap's
title-
been loosey-goosey that KO's been carrying around a little bit.
The title match isn't even the main match I want to see.
No.
I'm actually interested in seeing what they do with Jacob versus Braun Strowman.
Yeah. Especially with Jacob's prominent role now.
Let Jacob, let him unleashed completely.
Mm.
I think Jacob destroys him.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, that's the best way to put him over. He's moved away from Solo. Solo walked out. Now he's got to go on a reign.
I do it with Strowman coughing up blood.
Wow. Which completely annihilates him.
Yeah, I wish Bronson Reed wasn't hurt.
All in due time. But yeah, the momentum, it would have been
They would just jump.
incredible. I don't see Braun selling, though.
He doesn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Jacob can fight for real, and to quote him, he will dog walk his ass.
Can we? I mean, I think we should have got the match we all wanted: Chelsea Green versus Penta, Lucha Underground rematch.
Penta versus her and Damage Control. I can jump him.
Hey, listen, man. Him and Chelsea put on a good match in Lucha. Okay.
They did. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
definitely
We won't see that on cable TV. Maybe Netflix can get away with that.
Yeah.
And she Hurricane Rana him in the chairs, in the crowd. Chelsea and Lucha was pretty good.
Yeah. A lot of people, there's a lot of people from Lucha in WWE right now.
Mm-hmm.
There are. And there's apparently more that might be on the way. Have to wait and see. WWE's got a plan. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Do we try this again? Do we try and wrap this up
No,
again?
you can wrap it up again. I was just supposed to.
Okay. No, we got carried away.
Peacock's getting Saturday night's main event.
Yep. It'll be good. Roman versus Cody 3, since Rock likely won't wrestle, and Cena versus Gunther. Could happen.
Depending on our Rumble predictions for next week.
Yeah, we're gonna save our Rumble predictions for next week. This was just
may change.
Yeah, things may change. We will we'll play it by ear. Our picks might change as well, but you gotta hang tight, tune in. Next week might be my last show for a little while. It might be taking a bit of a hiatus, so don't look so worried, Joey.
It's a well-deserved break. Well, it really won't be a break, but
Well, I won't be having a break. By any means. This is my break.
you might be running saying, "Please, can I come on the show? Please, can I come on the show?"
I might have one baby here, the other one here. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But,
okay, yeah.
This is going to be a little bit different for me. I don't like to share everything personal on our podcast or in the hobby. I like to keep things separate as much as I can. But yeah, next week will probably be my last show for a little while. But either way, it's not goodbye. It's not. You don't have to cry, Joey. It's okay. I won't cry if you won't cry. Jones is already.
You have to come back for the post elimination chamber show, though.
I will definitely be back for the post elimination chamber show because I will be there. Matthew Mirabito will be there. Roy Wilson will be there. Mike Martelli will be there. A lot of people that are flying into Toronto for the
one night in Toronto.
My brother John will be there with his girlfriend. Dylan will be here as well. There's a lot of guys that will go on. And Jerry says, I will let KO borrow my Milliken if he asks nicely. I'm hearing that might not, you won't have to give up your title, Jerry. You can hold on to that, keep it safe, and keep making all those kids happy when you share that title with all of them. But that's what it's all about. This is what we do for fun. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure.
Mm-hmm. You're muted.
Am I?
You were.
You were. You're good now. You're good now.
Yeah.
Who muted me?
See what happens? He says he's leaving. And
He mutes himself. Like, screw it.
Yeah, that's it.
After a year, I'm done with this shit.
But I came on, I joined, I conquered, and then I said, fuck you guys.
Screw you guys. I'm out.
I'm out. No, I'm not out. I'll be around. But yeah, just might not be as
Him and
frequent.
Goldberg are forming a podcast called the Head Kick Podcast.
I might show up on some other show too. You never know. We'll see. But this is my home. These are my brothers. And I thank everybody for tuning in Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pounding the meat. Joe Vitanza, Michael
Beat
Jones,
me
any final
if
thoughts?
you can.
You're the
Survive.
champ. You're the champ.
'Cause nobody does it perfect.
Final thoughts. Enjoy yourselves. Stay warm and those people in them cold places, and stay phenomenal.
Peace be.